And what happens with subtropical storm Ana, because what's causing the severe weather picks it up and moves it into the Northeast.
This allergy season, will you be a sound sleeper or a mouth breather? A mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and shut your mouth. Allergy medicines open your nose over time, but add a Breathe Right strip and pow, it instantly opens your nose up to 38% more, so you can breathe and sleep. Add Breathe Right to your allergy medicine, shut your mouth, and sleep right. Breathe Right. And look for the calming scent of Breathe Right lavender in the sleep aisle.
Hey, Hunter, need some pointers?
Just around the house.
Yeah, should do it then.
I love this free store pickup.
Yeah, it's also great when you're on tour. Just order online, we'll have it waiting for you the same day. You know, I bet there's an Ace within a golf swing at just about anywhere.
Really?
Oh, you don't need to...
New mailboxes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Drive safely, Hunter.
Thanks again, Mike.
Success starts with the right connections. Introducing Miracle Grow Liquid Feed Universal Feeder. Turn any hose connection into a clever feeding system for a well-fed garden. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
Joseph A. Bank presents Look Sharp, Save Smart. Purchase one sport coat, receive a second sport coat, and 2 pants free. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Think the tree we carved our names in is still here?
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
We all want to see our kids grow up strong. And when you buy your vitamins at Walgreens, your purchase helps provide life-changing vitamins to 100 million children here in the U.S. and around the world through our partnership with Vitamin Angels. Just stop by Walgreens for your vitamins. Doing good for you does good for others too. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
And welcome back here into Wake Up with Al, and a lot of us are feeling the heat. Look at our Mother's Day forecast. New York 82, Chicago, we're going to cool off from the 80s today, this weekend into the 60s. But man, oh man, we got the storms and the snow. And to talk more about the snow, I don't know about you guys, but I'm smelling conspiracy theory with Tom Nizzle here. You know, he left, but he just wanted to get back here. So I think he is doing a little something in the atmosphere. Tom?
Hey, Steph, I miss you guys. And I'll tell you, you know, spring snows in the Rockies, not all that uncommon. Let's take a quick look here. Here are daily snow events that have produced over a foot of snow in the Rockies during that May timeframe. And we even have events that have produced over 2 feet of snow. Now, this system is going to lift out of the southwest, produce some strong winds as it moves up across the Rockies into places like the Black Hills of South Dakota. All of that jet energy is going to combine with that upper low to develop a significant snowstorm. Look at these snowfall totals, as much as 2 feet plus just to the west of Rapid City in the Black Hills, 18 to 24 inches in along the spine of the Rockies here to the west of Denver. If we take a look at Rapid City, what a Mother's Day forecast. Look at the morning on Mother's Day. Sustained winds out of the northwest at 30 miles an hour with heavy snow during that time frame. We're actually forecasting now over a foot of snow Saturday night into Rapid City. Add another 6 inches of snow during Mother's Day, we're going to see over 20 inches of snow. That actually blows away their record May snowfall for the entire month there. So pretty significant storm. We'll keep you updated on the winter side, Steph. This is going to be a busy weekend. Send it back to you.
That it is, Tom. And by the way, we love seeing you, even if it is a conspiracy. Okay, we're going to wrap up this week. And as we head into Mother's Day weekend, on behalf of the entire Wake Up With Al team, thank you for being with us. Stay safe with the severe weather. Pass the word, retweet, call people, text people, whatever you have to do to get the word out. And for all you moms out there, have a happy Mother's Day. And hey, if you like skiing, go enjoy that snow, right? Because it's going to be gone in a few weeks. Al?
Steph, thank you, and thank you for joining us this morning. It has been a wild week of weather, and of course, there's so much more going into the weekend. You want to stay tuned. AMHQ coming up next. We've got Jim Cantori along the North Carolina coast, Jen Delgado and Sam Champion live back in Atlanta. Stay safe this weekend. We hope to see you again Monday morning starting at 5 a.m. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Good morning and TGIF. It is Friday. That's amazing on its own, but you won't believe the weather that's on the board today leading into your weekend. Boy, do we have to get it all straightened out because everybody's involved in a changing forecast. Stay on alert and take a look at this. Severe storms capable of this. That is some wild wind and rain. Flying debris today, tonight, even tomorrow, and tomorrow's probably the worst of it. A Torcana 6 for parts of Oklahoma and Kansas. Hey, we're tracking Anna this morning. If you're just waking up, yes, this storm is named 170 miles off the Carolina coastline. We're standing by for hurricane hunters to send back new data. And of course, we're live all along the Carolina coastline. There may be some networks that are live in one location, if anybody is, but we've got more than that. Hey, just to let you know. Magical Mother's Day. Get ready. New York, Philly, Hartford. Beware of some fog this morning on your drive. We got a dense fog advisory through 10 o'clock this morning, and that is fog. JFK seeing some delays right now, and some of this is heavy all the way through New Jersey. We'll point it out, let you know what it does for your drive. It's around for several mornings, but Mother's Day, low 80s right now. Jim Cantori leads our coverage on the coast this morning. There is no one else but the Weather Channel who can cover this weather the way we will. Live from Wrightsville Beach, Stephanie Abrams is in Myrtles Beach. Dave Malkoff is in Oklahoma. We've got that next round of storms and covering the last round. And in depth as only the Weather Channel can. Our entire team of experts is here. Hurricane specialist Michael Lowry. Also, we have storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel. Hey, guys. Winter weather expert Tom Nizzle is in the lab. No way Tom Nizzle is back because this is, what, Tom, 18, 24 inches of snow in some locations?
Yeah, 2 feet of snow possible out of the Rockies.
That's unbelievable. All right, let's start with this one. Subtropical storm Anna. It's a riches on the board today of weather, hanging about 170 miles off the coast. Let's get right to Jim Cantori in Wrightsville Beach. Jim, your skies have been stunning today, but let's talk about how quickly the clouds will cap over. Good morning, Jim.
Yeah, it's been interesting, Sam, because I've been watching the radar all morning, and if you see it, you kind of see all this stuff spinning around and spinning around and trying to come in. But there's a lot of dry air entrained into the system, and like Michael's been talking about, it's a subtropical storm, so, you know, certainly something that we would be used to with that type of a system. But behind me, of course, the Johnny Mercer Pier. I believe, Sam, this is the only concrete pier in the state of North Carolina. There's concrete pillars and there's wood tops, but I think all concrete goes back to Johnny Mercer. This, of course, destroyed back in Bertha and Fran. I was back here for that, I believe, back in 1996. So big times, obviously, for the Outer Banks. I haven't been here in a while. There's mixed feelings, obviously. Some people are happy to see me, some aren't. But the problems are, obviously, when you have unsettled weather coming into the coast and you want to bring mom to the beach for the weekend, well, that kind of puts a damper on things. So there have been some cancellations as a result of that. Let's take a look at some of these beach cameras because I want to take you down toward Holden Beach. I think we have down in Holden Beach in North Carolina, almost down to the South Carolina line. We're definitely looking at some unsettled wave action coming in there, especially at the time of high tide. Our tide is going out now, but there's been quite a bit of wave run up here on the coast. And then I can even see the erosion that we had from the last coastal low. So a prolonged event with wind, waves, and some potential heavy rain. Let's get an idea of when this may finally come ashore and if the weather just shuts off once it does so. I want to bring in our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry, to talk about this. Michael, again, we've got our subtropical low, just a classic-looking animal on satellite. What are you thinking with this? Is it going to stay out over the Gulf Stream for a while? And once it starts to move in, we don't have Michael Lowry right now? Okay, I'm just going by what is written in through here. Are we ready for Stephanie down in Myrtle? Ready for Steph? All right, Sam, I'm just going to throw it back to you.
Hey, don't worry. We got both of them, Jim. We're going to go to Michael. We're going to go to Steph as well because we're ready to cover it. And nice wearing the coveted AMHQ cap this morning. But let's get this northeastern forecast out of the way before we even get to our complete coverage of the tropics, because I know you're up and ready. You're getting ready to grab the keys, and you just heard dense fog. Wait a minute, what? And we've already got some slowdowns at some of the airports. So, Jen, let's get folks up and ready for this.
Yeah, you know, and for this weekend, we have Mother's Day weekend, and we also have big weekend for graduation. So maybe if you're heading to the airport JFK, we've got a problem there. Look at this. This fog is locked in. Actually, we have a ground stop at JFK and a 30-minute delay out of Philadelphia. So your flights are going to be delayed. We're going to be looking at fog around, it looks like, through about 9 o'clock this morning. Again, here's the foggy view that we're seeing across many parts. Moving it ahead, we show you what's going on weather-wise. Visibility right now, 2.5 miles in New York. Yep, that northeasterly wind, locking in that moisture. Atlantic City, quarter-mile visibility. Temperatures are really warm out there. You're looking at that cool water. As we go ahead and we show you throughout the morning, by 9 o'clock, we're really going to start to see that visibility improving. For some areas right along the shore, it's going to hold on a little bit longer, of course. We take you through the day, and we look across parts of the Northeast. You're going to be spectacularly warm. Some of these temperatures you're going to be looking at, they're going to be like July temperatures. We're talking in the heart of summer. Today, 6 o'clock, showing you 87 degrees. Albany, 79 degrees. New York, of course, cooler for areas like Boston. But as we go through tomorrow, notice here comes that front, bringing in a little bit of that rain for areas like Buffalo. This is Saturday. Maybe take your mom out on Saturday, because by Sunday, we are going to be looking at more areas potentially wrapping into some of that thunderstorm threat. We're talking to you, Portland, Albany, New York, and Boston. You're going to be dry for a good portion of the day, and then the weather goes downhill. Breaking it down for you, New York, it looks like this. Sunshine and clear. I know Syracuse, your graduation is this weekend. Hello, at least it looks like you'll get a good chunk of it out of dry conditions.
So much happening. I love the Mother's Day graphic.
You love
Number
it.
one mom.
Hello,
I love
Mom.
it. And the pink Mother's Day. That's awesome. And it is a squeeze play there, because there could be some moisture along the coastline you got to pay attention to as well. Hey, since everybody's weather is important this morning and we're all active this morning, let's pop to the central U.S. facing another day of threatening severe weather. Now, we saw 3 reports of tornadoes in Texas alone yesterday. Now, including this one that ripped through the town of Crum. Take a look at those dark clouds. Look at the connection right there on the ground. And yep, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 4 homes or buildings right in its path right there. So this is something we got to pay attention to today. No significant injuries in that storm, but we've got a big threat that's coming, not just today, Dr. Greg, but everyone's focused on tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to have several days of severe weather. I think that's probable. I think we'll see a lot more reports of tornadoes. Let's get to the risk today, and I'll go through tomorrow as well. Starting out across the southern plains, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, watch out for severe weather today with torcons of 4 and 5 all across the region. 40 and 50% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a location. Likely beginning relatively early in the afternoon. I think about noon is when we'll see storms begin to really erupt across the region. We got some big storms out here, guys. Those are moving away. We'll be watching those. No severe weather with that yet, but later on in that area, east of the dry line and south of that front, the air mass is getting very unstable with the juice flowing northward out of the Gulf of Mexico. We have all kinds of upper level circulations to add to the mix. There's one piece right here, a little swirly aloft, that is helping to keep those storms going here across Missouri and Louisiana. But today's stuff is coming from that circulation aloft that I shaded right in here in the jet stream. That's going to move out over the unstable air mass and promote the development of thunderstorms. And then the big kahuna, Sam, that's tomorrow, the one out of the west. That's going to roll out across the plains. Yep. That's the one that is, I think, going to be some big storms with potentially long track tornadoes tomorrow. But let's look at today in the initiation today across parts of North Texas and Oklahoma. These storms mean business, a lot of rain, of course, lightning, hazards as well, high winds, hail, and the possibility of tornadoes. And then tomorrow's setup, gets even a little bit more spicy because we have more moisture flowing northward out of the Gulf of Mexico. And as I mentioned, a much stronger circulation aloft that will be circulating across the southern plains. So we're going to have a lot more dynamics, a lot more wind shear involved in the setup tomorrow, which will lead to higher threat of a tornado. We have torcons of 5 and 6 across the region. And I think even the risk for that is to go up, Sam, based on what I've seen.
Up. Take that number up, probably. All right. Dr. Greg, so Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, turn that weather radio on the alarm today and do not ignore it tomorrow. It's going to shape up to be a completely different but gorgeous day across much of the South. Let's call this July in May. Charlotte heading up to 86 degrees today. Will you hold on to those July-like temperatures? Atlanta, we're talking to you. Birmingham, New Orleans. Get ready to watch your forecast right after local weather on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nine minutes after the hour. So glad you're with us right here on AMHQ. Jim, and of course, Steph is not far off the beach from you, Jim, as we start to watch this system. Anna, named last night at about 11 o'clock, my friend. Hey, I'm reading at the NHC calling this convectionally challenged, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to get some rain and some problems out of this, right?
Well, if you remember when we started the week, I pretty much started calling this a nuisance, and that's what I'm going to keep calling it, a nuisance, because you know, the waves obviously keep you out of the water. You can walk along the beach. The rain keeps you inside at times, even though it's kind of nice to walk in the rain. And the wind, because there's some dry air into this, gives it a little chill. So, you know, if you want a perfect Mother's Day weekend, it won't be, unfortunately, from the Outer Banks down to Charleston, South Carolina, unless you're inside one of the fine restaurants they have there. Either way, Sam, I think this is beautiful. I've covered enough of these to tell you kind of the pre-event or as this thing is in its developing stages. Certainly, it can be very, very beautiful out here. All right, let's go about 85 miles to my south. And a lot of similarities in the weather with the subtropical low like we have in through here. Sometimes I can be getting pounded with the heavy rain band, and you know, a colleague of mine can be in the sunshine. Stephanie Abrams is down there in Myrtle Beach. And Abrams, you were talking earlier about looking at some of that rain offshore. What has transitioned with that rain shaft since we talked about 30, 40 minutes ago?
Well, you know our photographers love when we do this. Is there any way we can go off the stick real quick? It's okay if it's sloppy. We're live on TV. You know, yeah, go off the stick. Oh, he asked about the rain shaft. I want to show it. So, Cantori, what I'm going to do is, while he's getting off the stick, what he was talking about is earlier we were watching this beautiful sunrise, and then we saw a storm develop. And here, we can just show it over here. If you can show the rain shaft to everyone, it's still hanging out there, Cantori. And you can see it on the radar. Dina, our weather producer, Twittered it. But there's the clouds, and then you can see that basically it looks like the cloud goes from the sky all the way down to the ocean. And that's a rain shaft, because on either side of that, you actually can see the difference between the clouds and then the ocean. So that's how you tell the difference. You see some blue skies, some clouds, and then you can also see the ocean lining. But we have quite a big storm offshore, and that's what we're going to see today. Okay, so that's what we are going to experience with this system. We're going to see some storms, then you'll get the sunshine. Some storms and then some sunshine. But we have a little dry air coming into this, and that's eating away at it. So let's have a look at what we're going to see. You got the waves behind us. They're not going to be that problematic. Rip current, that's still going to be an issue. But we will see those thunderstorms again on and off. A little bit warmer today, which is nice than it was yesterday. And what's interesting is that over the next couple of days, we'll continue to see the storms. Our temperature is right around 80 degrees. But Cantori, what's kind of funny about this, or ironic, is yesterday it was not named. Today it is subtropical storm Ana. Yet it is about 90% nicer today than it was yesterday at the same time.
Right, and you know what's really interesting? If we look at a long loop of the water vapor, you can see the dry air wrapping right
just
into this thing and around.
Totally.
So not surprised at all. But you know, Abrams, you and I have covered enough of these, right? Where you can, it's tropical and it's moist, but there's a cool dampness to it, isn't there?
Yeah, and you know, I wear in tropical entities a lot of time, I actually wear my wetsuit underneath my clothes because when you're standing out in the rain and you have the breeze, it can actually get a little bit chilly. I mean, yesterday, this time, Cantor was like in the 60s and cloudy and rainy. It was cold, and I was like, hang on, in New York when it's 65, I'm wearing a tank top and shorts, but you got the sun out, a huge difference.
Right, big time. Thanks, Abrams. We appreciate that. Again, 85 miles to my south in Myrtle Beach. We are both in the tropical storm watches that currently exist, Sam. So, unfortunately, people have canceled some of their plans coming to the beach this weekend. But if you stay out of the water, I think that's the best thing you can do for yourself. But other than that, we've certainly seen worse storms here in the past, that's for sure. But it's really just the wow factor. We've got a subtropical storm in early May before we've gotten to double-digit dates, right?
And not just that, Jim, but there's going to be some heavy rain. I mean, when you're talking about 3 to 5 inches of rain, that's heavy rain. It can cause an issue. The coastal erosion. And the big question today will be how much the cloud shield moves inland. How much of the weekend does it mess up for people inland areas in the Carolinas as well? So Jim's there all day.
Inland, right.
Yeah, exactly. Steph's there all day, and we'll be tracking this moisture. And could it wait a minute. Could it hello. Could it possibly? That's what I'm trying to say. Thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
Could it possibly be a problem?
Sam.
Do you? Because I'm not sure I do or anyone else does.
Because Jen's challenged many times as well. So yes,
but is it a problem for the Northeast?
Yeah, and we are looking ahead for the Northeast. We could be looking at that as we go into Monday. But for the Southeast, you have no problems with the temperatures. You have that cold front over towards the west, and what we're looking at is just that warm southerly air just really pumping in ahead of it. Today, high temperatures basically near 90 degrees for Atlanta, Nashville, as well as Jacksonville. Does it feel warm here? We haven't even made it to Memorial Day, and we're talking temperatures that we feel like on the 4th of July. Insanity. While we look at the numbers right now, we're in the 60s. There's our subtropical low off the coast. For this afternoon, 90 degrees for Nashville, 85 degrees Savannah, 91 in Montgomery. Those are your temperatures for day. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking at pretty much the same thing. We break it down for you for your Mother's Day weekend. Record-breaking heat out there for Nashville, Montgomery, New Orleans. We're going to be flirting with some records that go back to 1896. Sam, we're going to be shattering this stuff out here.
Yeah, those numbers are unbelievably July-like. They're not this time of year. Fog pictures coming in.
Foggy morning for at least 3 million people. You're under advisories from Hartford all the way down to the Delmarva Peninsula. Look at this beautiful sunrise coming out of New York City. A little foggy this morning, but that should dissipate by at least 9 o'clock. Keep sending us those pictures. Hashtag SevereWX. You can find us on Twitter at AMHQ. We'll see you after your local on the 8s.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Look like this, feel like this, look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
The more you learn about your insurance, the more gaps you may find. Like how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
It's here. New Fancy Feast broths with chicken. Silky smooth or creamy broths. Now with the real chicken she loves. Never any byproducts or fillers. Being a cat just got more enjoyable. Fancy Feast broths with chicken.
There was a time when the sea gave way to the sky, raising an amazing destination like no other. Atlantis. Book now and receive a $250 airfare credit, plus a free shallow water dolphin interaction. Offer ends May 20th. Visit AtlantisBahamas.com.
I think about the shape. I think about color. I also think about sound. I take it into my brain and I think about what would it look like to me? My Tin Man has a big toe the size of a house. The lion is small like a toy poodle and has webbed duck feet. And he is very scared of everything. My scarecrow has wooden teeth, and his fingernails are really long, and his clothes have tubes on them. And that's Dorothy. She looks like me.
Everyone has a favorite movie. Now, people with visual disabilities can find theirs. Comcast is proud to introduce the first talking guide from Xfinity.
The American dream is built on blood.
I feel I failed them.
Sweat.
We are going to redo everything.
And tears.
I don't want to go look for a job. I love my job.
He'll tear it down and build it back up.
Welcome to your new store.
Oh my God. The Prophet season premiere Tuesday at 10, only on CNBC.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees under fair skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nineteen minutes past the hour right here on AMHQ. Checking in with us today is a pretty darn good idea no matter where you are in the country, because boy do we have a full plate for you. Let's take a live look at Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina this morning, one of the coastal towns that is closely watching Anna. Now, swimmers and surfers advised to stay out of the water. You know, surfers are going to be there as long as you're in groups. We're kind of okay with that. I understand that. But swimmers, these beaches are not guarded in a lot of these areas, and these are not the beaches that you know. The surf advisory, high surf advisory, is in effect until about 8 p.m. By the way, looking at Anna, we're at about 20 to 35 mile-an-hour winds right now. Waves as high as about 7 feet. Hurricane season is still 3 weeks away. This is subtropical storm Anna already here. Jim, she's kind of wrapped up and involved in a little bit of a blocking pattern, and NHC says for 3 days, right. But let's not hold that in position, because I really want the Middle Atlantic and the Northeast to start paying attention to this and the cloud shield and the rain by the time we get to the end of the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the rip current risk is real. Yeah. No question about it. Whenever you bring in waves and you bring in an onshore flow for a long period of time, you're going to have issues with rip current. So we really do want you to stay out of the water. That is a serious issue. The other thing is, too, those waves cause problems. The coastal low that we had just a couple of weeks ago, Sam, you can see what happened here. By the way, just an awesome look at the beach after high tide here and the wave run-up that's occurred all the way to the last erosion line. That was from the last low pressure system it had in through here. So the longer you have this wave action, the longer you certainly can chew away at the beaches, especially if it gets big and especially at the time of high tide. And so that's obviously a huge concern. I'm wondering how much of a role, quite frankly, the dry air is going to play in the overall rainfall envelope of this. We'll have to wait and see. And as long as this thing sits over the water, it's got the potential to develop and continue to feed in the rain toward the coastline. Well, let's see what's happening with the core of this, because again, the hurricane hunters are out there right now and they're getting an idea of what's happening. To interpret that for us, our hurricane specialist Michael Lowry. Lowry, what are you thinking, first of all, on just how bad this can get, and then second of all, what are the hurricane hunters finding this morning?
We're going to talk about that in a minute, Jim. You know, the good news is it's over the Gulf Stream right now, right? But it is expected to slowly drift off to the west. You and I were talking about this yesterday. Once it gets west of the Gulf Stream, it's going to be pulling in from the cooler shelf waters and then that dry continental air. So those will be working against it in terms of developing more than it is now. So let's talk about the hurricane hunters. There are a few of these planes that fly into hurricanes, 2 NOAA planes that fly into hurricanes, but we have 10 Air Force planes, big old giant C-130 cargo planes that will fly into these things, and they fly really low, guys. I mean, sometimes they fly below 10,000 feet, and we have one of those that's getting out there right now. It left Keesler Air Force Base about 5 o'clock Eastern time this morning and just getting off the coast now. So we're looking at the first data that's coming in from the plane. There's an instrument on the bottom of the wing of this plane that looks down at the ocean surface, and when there's a storm out there, the storm's churning up the waters. There's all this bubble, foam. Well, that instrument measures that and then backs out what they think the winds are from the information that they're getting from that particular instrument. So I want to show you this, and in fact, this is coming to us live in real time. I'm going to go ahead and hit this, which gives us an update of the information. What you're looking at here is basically tropical storm winds below the blue here, Category 1 force hurricane winds. We have a tropical storm, guys, effectively. It's a subtropical storm, but by all intents and purposes, it's the same thing. And you can see that none of the readings that they found so far, the highest reading, about 35 miles per hour, so they haven't even found those tropical storm force winds yet in the storm. But keep in mind, they're on the northwest side of the storm. They're going to be flying down through the system. Usually the strongest winds are going to be on the northeast side, so we'll continue to watch this one. But the change from yesterday is we were finding very strong winds on the northwest side. In fact, we were finding almost 50 mile per hour winds on the northwest side. It's not as strong as it was yesterday on the northwest side of this system. Let's talk about where it is right now. About 160 miles off the coast. Winds 45 miles per hour, so that kind of borderline tropical storm. And this is what I want to show you. Jim and I were talking about this just a second ago about those shelf waters. Brandon, if we can move this forward. The Gulf Stream, that warm ribbon of water, about 150 miles off the coast. You can see where it is right now. It's parked just to the east of the Gulf Stream. So it's pulling in, Sam, the warm Gulf Stream waters. Once it gets to the west of that, I do think it'll sort of level off or even weaken.
Yeah, and definitely will, because all the dry air, cooler water temperatures, that'll happen. We'll continue to watch it. What Michael didn't tell you is it's a lot more comfortable in the Gulf Stream than it is in the C-130. Right? It's just a more comfortable ride. C-130 is like being in a giant, ugly bus, and that Gulf Stream, is it a 4? They have a G4?
They have a G4.
That they fly?
Not a G6.
That's a lot more comfortable. I'm just saying. All right, here's a stretch of the Midwest facing a wet weekend. Cleveland, you're dry and sunny today with a high of 85, but that's not the case for your weekend. Get ready, we'll be right back.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with K9 Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. K9 Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Now with a full line of independent rear suspension options, the Foreman, Rubicon, and Rancher automatic DCT models are equally ready to work and have fun. Part of the growing ATV family from Honda. Now get low fixed financing rates plus up to $500 in bonus bucks during the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu Super Strength Cream.
I've used Blue Emu for over 10 years. I love it. Blue Emu, made with real emu oil. It gets down deep to soothe my muscles and joints.
And it's odor-free, non-greasy, and sure gives me fast-acting comfort.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Nice catch. Blue Emu. It works fast.
And you won't stink.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. And vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't. To help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
Don't miss the movie that critics and audiences are falling in love with.
Are you ready for the best part?
Adeline. Come with me.
Where?
Someplace you've never been. The Age of Adeline. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Who needs a witness when you set the world in motion? The Ram ProMaster van, and introducing the all-new Ram ProMaster City, purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
Come on, buddy, arms up.
Why'd you have to put on a sweater?
Because we are going out to brunch.
Why?
Because it's Mother's Day, and on Mother's Day, sometimes you have to wear things that you don't like to wear. And now we get to drive and sit in traffic, go to a fancy restaurant, and order a bunch of overpriced entrees that are really small. Things like quiche, which is egg pie, believe it or not.
Make her Mother's Day meal special by making it yourself.
Had a headache, but now I don't. Excedrin is fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees under fair skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes after the hour, I'm in Atlanta. Jim's on Wrightsville Beach, and I'll tell you, if you turn your back on Jim Cantori for a minute, he will run out the studio and head wherever he can go. So you get him to the coastline. There's some fresh seafood for him last night. He's standing out there talking about Anna. And then Jim, I know you're going to be traveling this weekend too, because I know you're going to probably want to get involved in some of this severe stuff that's going on, because Saturday's going to be a wild ride.
Well, yeah, today the plan, Sam, is actually to do our coverage here this morning. Obviously, this is a big deal because it's May, single-digit May numbers, and we've got our first tropical storm watches of the season. We got our first subtropical name. So I want to make everybody aware of that. I want to tell everybody to stay out of the water. Other than that, enjoy themselves, have a great Mother's Day. But on the dangerous side are the plains. We have several days of tornadoes and severe weather that we've had and are going to have, and we want to be out there to bring the folks the latest on that. So the plan is to travel west with my producer Steve Pederak as we work our way through the afternoon hours, and hopefully we'll be live tomorrow morning somewhere in either Oklahoma or Kansas to really talk about that risk and talk about what's happened. So that is the plan. But right now, I'm going to enjoy the sunshine and kind of embrace the ocean waves.
All right, quit rubbing
and think about that wonderful seafood dinner I had last night, Sam. On you. Thank you.
I know. Yeah, quit rubbing it in. Quit rubbing it in, Jim. I know. I knew it as soon as I saw you were headed out. I knew this was going to be what the morning was like. All right, Jim Cantori live. Of course, Steph is there on the beach as well. This is something you have to watch very carefully. Even though you're looking at it called a subtropical system, it doesn't mean there won't be wind and rain, and it doesn't mean there won't be some coastal erosion problems and big rough surf all along the coast. We're including you, New England, in that forecast. So let's get to what's on the board, Jen, and there is everything.
Everything on the board. And as Jim Cantori's been saying, it's the all-season weather outbreak that we are looking at for the weekend. Let's talk about your big picture. You see what's happening on the floor. Yes, we are still dealing with rain out there, and we have our energy coming in from parts of the southwest. As we take you over, I want to show you what's going to be happening. Of course, we're watching subtropical Anna. This is our new storm that was birthed, and notice all across parts of the coastline, we have that rip current threat. That's why we're saying don't go out to the beach today. just way too dangerous. Of course, we'll be tracking that, but let me tell you, we're going to be watching this potentially through next week. Now we move ahead through severe weather. And severe weather, we said we have this multi-day event, and we're going to be looking at today, even for some areas across parts of the central and the southern plains with toricons right around 5. We're going to see all this coming into play for southwest Oklahoma as well as into Texas. And then the third part of this story, again, for Saturday and Sunday. Saturday really kind of going to be the big dance with severe weather out there. We're looking at this really setting up for the central plains as well as even into areas including parts of Ohio, Missouri. Severe weather is just not letting up. We're looking at some toricons, I said, up to 6, and that means people need to be weather aware.
Yeah, and we've spent a lot of time on the East Coast this morning getting everybody up and awake in their fog, in their tropical systems, in their big heat. But let's move west right now. Oklahoma City hit hard by tornadoes this week. This has been a very difficult week for the Heartland, and it's about to get worse. Some communities have been flattened already, and this is one of the hardest hit areas. Bridge Creek, where more than 24 homes were destroyed. Here's Dave Malkoff.
For the people who live in a neighborhood called Barrington Park, the tornado was just the start of their problems. Josh and Katie Longest live here, or should I say they used to. Together with their 3 little kids, they wrote it out in this tiny metal box.
It was loud, the kids were screaming and crying. And
the house came apart on them, wind howling, pressure dropping.
My kids kept saying that our ears hurt. It hurts, Mommy, it hurts.
We were trapped in here because this latch had fallen shut and debris had landed on it.
This is their neighbor. He deserves a hug. Wayne Blethrow, the hero of Barrington Park, who has no storm shelter.
I wrote it out in the house in the bathroom.
See, seconds after that tornado passed, Wayne went running all the way to that shelter next door. It was covered in bricks and a heavy garage door.
I grabbed it up and pulled it out.
Inside, things were not good. Flash floodwaters were rushing in. There was a gas leak as well.
It was like a waterfall. It was just coming in on all edges, just pouring in. There was nowhere you could sit in here where water was not dripping on you.
It was still raining pretty hard and still a little bit of wind.
As soon as I heard his voice and knew somebody was out there, it was an instant relief. I knew somebody knew where we were at, then they were going to work hard to get us out.
They were ready to come out.
Let's talk about the scope of this for a second. You can notice all of this debris hanging from trees was once part of someone's home. In fact, almost every single home in this neighborhood sustained some kind of damage, but the only number you really need to understand is 0. 0 people killed in any of these homes because they knew where to go and when to get there. Shelters saved lives here, but trapped inside with water pouring in, that is when you need a hero who went on to save even more lives. You saved 6 people yesterday, yet you seem very matter-of-fact about it.
It would have done the same for me. I was in the right place at the right time.
I think the tree we carved our names in is still here.
That's probably dead.
How much fun is this?
What?
What a beautiful sunset.
If you like sunsets.
Whether you're sweet or salty, you'll love Nature Valley Sweet and Salty Bars.
The ultimate do-over for wood and concrete. Don't replace, resurface. Behr Premium Deck Over, exclusively at the Home Depot.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at michigan.org.
When you're waiting for summer, every second feels like an eternity. So when it finally arrives, make every watercraft. At the Countdown to Summer sales event, get up to a 5-year warranty or save up to $1,000.
There's a big difference between retirement and a secure retirement. Well, you may be standing right in front of the difference between uncertainty and knowing that everything's going to be all right. It's your home. Turning your home's equity into tax-free cash when you need to eliminate your existing monthly mortgage payments, pay off debt, and get you and your family the financial resources you need. It's a loan that your home pays back instead of you making monthly payments, the way you do with a traditional mortgage. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage. Now, we all love our homes. Why not just stay there using a reverse mortgage with AAG? It could be the perfect solution. Call us today to receive a free information pack with no obligation that contains a helpful 3-part guide and DVD. You'll receive a guide to reverse mortgages and how they work, including the many consumer safeguards that protect you and your home. Also, our important all-new reverse mortgage retirement planner that explains the many ways a reverse mortgage could provide stability and security for your retirement. We then add a guide filled with information for children and loved ones. It's got what you need to know about reverse mortgages and how they can play a vital role in your retirement plans.
Call 1-800-816-8185 to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-816-8185. That's 1-800-816-8185.
Real retirement security makes all the difference. Find out more about what a reverse mortgage can do for you.
Call 1-800-816-8185 to receive our all-new information pack, all absolutely free with no obligation. Call 1-800-816-8185. That's 1-800-816-8185.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome back. 39 minutes past the hour. Well, we're looking at a weekend that's going to be extremely busy out there. We're talking severe weather, tropical, subtropical storms out there, as well as snow. And here is your forecast. We have a full plate out here. This is Sunday, showing you what's going to be really going on for areas including parts of the Rockies, potentially 2 feet of snow, severe weather for the plains. Now, if there is a bright spot here for the southeast and the northeast, we're going to be looking at really warm temperatures and a lot of sunshine out there, creeping in some of that rain with that front. You can see the westerly parts of New York and PA. As we break it down for your cities, it looks like this, Mom. Boston, sunshine for you as we go throughout Sunday, temperatures in the 60s. And then we look for New Orleans, 70, 84 degrees. By 2 o'clock, you'll be dry. But then St. Louis, my mom, is going to be looking at thunderstorms out there, calling me and saying, did you know it's raining outside?
Yeah. But I noticed you got your mom's Mother's Day forecast.
I did. We got to
get
Mama Champion.
Good job. Yeah, Mom Champion wants to know too. Hey, mothers, it is your day. Make sure that they're doing what you want them to do. Make sure you get the team together and celebrate you, because this is your day on Sunday. Michelle Giustiano is with us this morning, and she is someone who actually knows how to get the troops in line. She's got this well planned on her Mother's Day from Hampton, Virginia. Hey, Michelle, good morning. So glad you're with us on My Weather. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So where are you in your day right now? Where are you in the plan for the day?
Oh, for today, just getting ready for work.
Okay.
Be leaving in probably about 20 minutes.
All right. And husband, am I right? It's John, right? So what does John do?
He works at Huntington Ingalls Shipyard.
Okay.
And material specialist.
All right, fantastic. Congratulations to you, because John, your son, I think he's, if I'm right, it's 24, but he's in the Air Force. Good job. Congratulations. And that's fantastic. And Caitlin's in her 2nd year of college. You did well, lady. You've done your work. And you've got them planned to get home to celebrate you on Sunday, right, everybody?
Absolutely. Everyone's going to be here, and I do have my plan already scheduled.
That's what I'm talking about. Keep those ships running and everybody in line. Hey, let's talk about what you want for Mother's Day. I mean, if we put it out there right now, we're kind of making it happen, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Well, it is Mother's Day weekend, so we start the weekend with Saturday, and on Saturday I plan on going to the movies to see the Avengers with everybody.
Yeah.
And having dinner out, and then Sunday we're going to be grilling and taking time together, spending time together, and I'm hoping that the weather is going to be beautiful enough to have that grilling outside.
All right, well, let's get that. I mean, you're very easy because you didn't say you wanted a bracelet or earrings or a watch or anything like that. So there's no gift. You just want time with them?
Family time is the best gift.
I love you. I've just fallen in love with you. That's fantastic. Not only did you run a great family and get everybody in the right direction, but you've got your head exactly in the right place, and your heart is too. Let's give you a forecast and hope it works out for you. So I know Saturday is the movie day and Sunday is the day that you guys want to get outside. So I'm going to just tell you quickly before we get to your full-on forecast for Sunday where we do hour by hour, I want to tell you a little bit about Saturday. You're 78 degrees. It's a partly cloudy day. It's probably the better day of the weekend, and a good amount of, there's a good amount of sunshine in there. There's just a few clouds. You got just an east wind at about 11 miles an hour and a 20% chance of rain. Sunday, though, what we've done is line it out for you. And I might even swap your plans to get the most value out of it, Michelle, because Saturday is such a great day, and Sunday you've got those showers up until the noon hour, and then as the showers and break and the sunshine gets in, you're going to cook up some thunderstorms. So there'll even be some scattered storms around. I'm not saying you won't get the barbecue in because they won't be all afternoon. They're going to be spotty, but I will tell you that Saturday's the better day for the outdoor stuff, okay?
Okay, I might have to change my plans. Not a problem.
All right, Michelle, I truly enjoyed this. Thank you so much for the hashtag MyWeather. Have a great day.
Thanks, you
and
too.
Happy Mother's Day a little early. All right.
To all the moms out there.
All right, great to say. Hashtag MyWeather is where we come into your kitchen, your living room, stand in your driveway, and give you your forecast. All you got to do is reach out to us. Anna Rittis, I know you got the news headlines.
Sam, we begin with breaking news this morning. We have a train derailment in the state of Texas. This happening in the town of Valley View. We have new video coming into our newsroom. If we can show you some aerials. Authorities are saying that a freight train that was traveling from Willow Springs into the Fort Worth area went off the tracks just before or just after 1 o'clock Central Time. There have been injuries reported. 4 people were taken to the hospital. Their injuries right now not considered life-threatening. Authorities are trying to figure out the cause. They're using heavy machinery to try to clear the tracks, but there was gusty winds reported in the area, and there was also flash flooding reported in the area. We're going to keep track of this developing situation in Valley View, Texas, as the morning progresses right here on AMHQ. But let's take you to another story. Flooding at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Stranded travelers up to 4 hours overnight. Water forced the airport to close one of its terminals with no one allowed in or out. And when people finally were allowed to leave, they faced a traffic jam getting out of the parking lot. And another woman was rescued after storms tossed a mobile home on top of her house. She was trapped for hours until a utility worker looking for gas leaks thought he heard cries from the rubble. Those are your headlines for this hour. AMHQ continues after your local on the 8s.
Need brakes? Pep Boys has the best brake service at the best price. Right now, get $50 off instantly on our Precision Match brake service with state-of-the-art on-car rotary surfacing exclusively at Pep Boys. Trust the boys to get you there.
If you've been wishing for something amazing, Cricket Wireless has got it. The new Samsung Galaxy S6 for $0 down on a phone payment plan and will cover your initial loan payment of $19.99. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better. Wanna see? Yeah. Cool. What else you got?
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn out batteries and making them into something strong. New Energizer Eco Advanced, world's first long-lasting battery made with 4% recycled batteries.
Here you are. Anything I can do to make your stay more magical?
Well, I wish we could have even more park time.
Have dinner with the princess? Ooh, I want to ride the monorail.
Oh, and take a break by the pool.
But be back in time for fireworks?
Let me see what I can do.
When you stay at a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel, you get the most out of your vacation and your family. And this summer, you can save up to 30% off when you book a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room.
don't just certify our pre-owned vehicles. We inspect, analyze, and recondition each one until it's nothing short of a genuine certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz for the next new owner. Hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer during the certified pre-owned sales event now through June 1st for exceptional offers.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
If you're not happy with how your allergy medicine treats your congestion, rethink relief with Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. Unlike antihistamines that target only one cause of your symptoms, Nasacort stops more, relieving the worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion, for 24 hours. It's non-addictive and has no harsh taste, and unlike Flonase, it's scent and alcohol-free. And it's available over the counter at full prescription strength. Rethink your relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things were just going everywhere. It was a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And good morning, everyone. From beautiful Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, we are standing by the all-concrete and all-awesome Johnny Mercer Pier as we now have subtropical storm Anna with tropical storm watches posted here as well as down through parts of South Carolina as well. So we're watching this thing offshore. We're certainly seeing the waves. At times there's been a little bit of light rain, but there is a lot of dry air into this, and we are awaiting the 8 o'clock advisory from the Hurricane Center. All right, we talked about all 4 seasons going on. We're gonna have some record heat in the east, big severe outbreak in the plains. We've got some snow too, a little winter time going on. Let's take you out toward Donner Summit where you can see the snow has come on down there. Always nice to get moisture in the Sierra. Anywhere in California, we will take whatever moisture Mother Nature wants to give us. If it's in the form of snow in May, that is fine by us. And we can get snowstorms in May. As a matter of fact, when they're big, we bring the Niz Diggity back. And that means we're going to be joined by Tom Nizzle right now to talk about where this goes. All right, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it, Tom? When you're talking about extreme weather with heat and severe weather, there's going to be a snow element of that, especially if that upper support for that severe is going to cross over the Rockies, isn't it?
Yeah, and that upper support is in the form of cold air with this upper level low. And Jim, you're right. You know, during this time of the year, the Rocky Mountains do get snowstorms. And in fact, we can take a look here on this map. All these dots are storms that have produced over a foot of snow in the May time frame. And we can move this forward and show you that we actually have storms that have produced over 2 feet of snow during the month of May in the Rockies. So let's set this system up quickly and take a look. Here is the upper level low that is spinning out of the Sierra now. That's what brought the snow to Donner Summit. This has got enough cold air with with it that as it moves across the Four Corners region and out across the Rockies, a lot of this in red are stronger jet winds here at the jet level, about 18,000 feet in the atmosphere. That is not only going to produce significant lift in the atmosphere, it is going to develop this low pressure system to the lee of the Rockies. And as a matter of fact, there's another feature in the upper atmosphere where winds come together here. It's called an area of confluence aloft in the atmosphere. That can produce low-level winds that come out of the north, and that's going to enhance cold air across this region, the ingredient we really need for snow at this time of the year. So if we put it all together, take a look at the total snowfall here. As much as 1 foot to 1.5 foot through the Colorado Rockies. Denver, you're probably going to get off with 2 to 3 inches of wet snow due to the timing of when that snow falls. But as we get into southeastern Wyoming and into South Dakota as well, in fact, the Black Hills of South Dakota, the snow is going to come down in earnest. In Rapid City, it is going to begin to snow very heavily here as we go overnight Saturday night and into Sunday. And take a look at the winds here. These are sustained wind, guys, 30 to 35 miles an hour during Mother's Day. Temperatures around 30 degrees, but with heavy snow, we could see blizzard conditions at times in these areas. In fact, if we take a look here at the total snowfall for Rapid City, the monthly record for snowfall in the month of May in Rapid City is 11.6 inches. Saturday night, we could get over 1 foot of snow that falls in about a 12 to 16 hour period. We add another 0.5 foot during the day and Sunday. And before it's all over, Rapid City could pick up as much as 20 inches of snow in these areas. So it is a major winter storm for the Rockies. We'll keep an eye on things. One thing for ranchers, a lot of calves being born right now. This is going to be a problem for them. You need to get those into cover. So a lot going on here, Sam, from the winter weather side. I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Niz. And I got to tell you, it's nice to have you around. I guess this is one of the bigger storms of the winter season for some folks.
He said he missed it.
Yeah.
He said he was like, I got to come back.
He needed to be here. All right, taking your pictures this morning, fog's a real issue.
It's a big issue, especially if you're living in the Northeast. A tweeter just sent out this picture out of JFK. Apparently, they've shut down the rooftop over at the Delta Sky Lounge because of the weather and the low ceilings. And Jen, they had a ground stop earlier this morning.
Yeah, they had a ground stop earlier this morning, and now we're looking at areas like D.C. They're looking at delays, 33 minutes due to fog, as well as Philadelphia. So again, we're looking at fog around through about 9 o'clock this morning, down to a quarter mile in some parts.
A lot of people tweeting the pictures because it's patchy and dense, and then you can actually see the fog hanging in some areas where you've got some sunshine and it's clear. So that just means be extra careful on the roads because you're going to drive through pockets just like that, and all of a sudden your visibility will be near zero. So be careful out there.
It's also Friday. Can we talk about that?
Yes, Friday.
Finally, Friday is trending on Twitter, and we've got all seasons on the weather map. Case in point, look at this incredible picture coming out of Colorado of the hail yesterday. It was so much they had to send out the plows.
This is the first time I'm seeing these. Everybody was talking about these pictures this morning. This is the first time I saw it. It looks like a major snowfall. Greg, come on over.
Yeah, he's geeking out. He's looking at this image too. But
I
mean, that's impressive. Trying to drive through that. I mean, man.
Yeah.
And now they're having issues with flooding because obviously they can't get it all off the roadway, and now you can notice the flooding and the slush over on the left-hand side of your screen. And the last season, one more season. Snow.
Yeah.
In California.
This is all associated with that big upper level system with a cold air loft that's going to help support the severe weather over the plains this weekend.
I've got something new to tell you about Anna. There's new information in. We'll be right back to do that.
So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
New Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray outperforms a leading allergy pill. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6. So go ahead, inhale life. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
For 2 days only at Men's Warehouse, the Big 50 event is on. This Friday and Saturday, take an additional 50% off all clearance items. Plus, buy one, get one free on even more. Only at Men's Warehouse.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
Don't miss the movie that critics and audiences are falling in love with.
Are you ready for the best part?
Come with me.
Where?
Someplace you've never been. The Age of Adeline. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
There are no medals won for earning a living. It's just what you do for family. But it's hard to build a future if you can't see past today. That's why Walmart is investing in the most important part of our company, our people. Because a raise in pay raises us all.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, mainly sunny to start, then a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, mainly sunny. High 90. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
At your local weather on the 8s, and good morning. It is Friday, TGIF. So we have two amazing things working for us, the Friday part, and also that it's Mother's Day weekend. Let's get it going right here on AMHQ. Something else is the amazing amount of weather that we have on the plate. Stay on alert. Severe thunderstorms could produce tornadoes just like this one last night in Texas, and we had them earlier this week as well. This weekend, a torcon goes up from 3 to 6. If you're headed out for graduations, baseball games, Mother's Day weekend, big NASCAR, you've got to know this forecast. Tracking Anna, the 8 a.m. advisory just in from the National Hurricane Center. Still 170 miles off the coast of Myrtle Beach right now, 45-mile-an-hour winds. The information you need to know for your coastal weekend setup, and I mean New England, pay attention. Magical Mother's Day as well. Philly, Hartford, New Jersey coast. Beware of the fog you've got this morning on your drive. Your pictures are just incredible. Patchy, dense. In some places, it's near zero. A little travel trouble at the airports and a slowdown at times this morning. We'll get you updated. Jim Cantori leads our live coverage in a way. These are just the folks that are live this morning in a way that no one else can from Wrightsville Beach. Stephanie Abrams in Myrtle Beach. Nave Malkoff in Oklahoma. So we've got all those areas. Morning, Steph. All those things covered for you. Also, in-depth coverage that only us can provide it. So the entire team of experts is in the house. Look at that. Look at those handsome gentlemen. Hurricane expert Michael Lowry is standing by. Storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel, winter weather expert Tom Nizzle. Guys, you're just making me tired just going through the roster this morning. But let's get straight to the weather. Coastal cities in the southeast are now under a tropical storm watch. This is important. It's a little early. Folks are thinking about their weekend, and here's the stuff you need to know. Our Jim Cantori is live right now in Wrightsville Beach, and Jim, brand new advisory, brand new info.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is Michael Lowry sent me a tweet out, and he said, Cantori, this is like the earliest tropical system you've ever covered.
Yeah.
Roughly. And I was like, okay.
You're right.
It is, actually.
It's the earliest you've ever stood on the beach and had to watch an A-name storm go by. There's no doubt about it.
Oh,
yeah, your mic must have dropped a little bit, Jim. Great T-shirt. Wait a minute. Did you not? Is he completely? Jim, don't worry. If you don't find it, we'll do the hit. But wait, Weather Channel jacket, AMHQ hat, Weather Channel T-shirt. Jim, did you get a tattoo? Did you get like the lightning bolt tattoo as well that says Weather Channel on the side of it or something?
I did, but I can't tell you where I got that, Sam, right now. So we'll save that for the next fish dinner here at the South Beach Grill. All right. Again, let's start over. My mic is glued on here. It dropped on down, but 170 miles east of Myrtle Beach, just so it's stationary now. 45 miles per hour. The pressure's come up about a millibar, 1,005. So it seems to be kind of at a steady state right now, but as long as it's over that Gulf Stream, we can see some fluctuations with it. We'll talk to Michael Lowry and get his assessment on that in just a moment. Let's take a look at some of these cameras, though, because what you see behind me here at the Johnny Mercer Pier with the rough surf, this is exactly what we've got in other places down the road. First to stop, Holden Beach, down there in North Carolina, almost right there on the South Carolina line. You can see the action that's going on there. This is a little bit wider, but, again, sunshine is the rule for most of the coast. I mean, we don't have much rainfall that's coming on shore. It was a little wild, actually, watching the rain this morning because it almost looked like the bands were just going to kind of drift in, and they just disappeared before they hit the shoreline. So there's still a lot of dry air and train into this thing, trust me. Down toward Hilton Head. Is this going to be enough to ruin your tee times? No, but it will probably be enough to increase your golf score today. The wind, maybe a couple of holes down there in some of these courses will be a 2-club wind today. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as you head on down. All right, Sam, the mic is attached once again. We'll keep you posted here. Again, stay out of the water today. That's the best advice I can give you. And remember, it's Mother's Day weekend. You can still bring her here and walk her along the beach.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Well, I don't know that I want to walk along the beach in 3 to 5 inches of rain, Jim. I mean, it's a nice thought, but I'm not sure that my mom probably would not enjoy that. Jim Cantori live right there. Okay. And of course, we'll be talking to Steph.
Yeah,
yeah, if it verifies, you're right. We'll watch all of that. And we'll also continue to watch who is in the way of this storm as we head into next week. Right now, stationary, that's a shift from what the plan was. So remember, these things always you have to watch them. When they're on the coastline, I always say it's like a toddler on the staircase. You don't know what's going to happen, so you just keep an eye on it. Hey, the central U.S. is facing the threat of another day of severe weather today, and we've got you. 3 reported tornadoes in Texas alone yesterday, including this one that ripped through the town of Crum. That's north of Fort Worth. There were no reports of any injuries there, but let me tell you, when you see that dark and threatening sky and look at the connection there, and 1, 2, absolutely, and 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings in the way of that. So if you're a chaser and you're on the road, or you're a resident and you're looking at that, that does not look like a good situation.
No, I've been there many times. I've chased across the plains, thousands of miles, and I've seen all kinds of stuff, and it's very scary and very dangerous. And we've got dangerous weather ahead over the next couple of days, including today. Right now, we've got torcons out across parts of the southern plains in Oklahoma and Texas at 4 and 5. Let's go to the maps, and I can show you, meaning we have a 40% to a 50% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of location. But it's not just the tornadoes, it's the big storms with a lot of rain. We got the lightning, we got the hail, we got the high winds. It is going to be stormy times, probably beginning relatively early today, guys. I'm thinking around noon is when we'll see initiation of some of the big stuff in the southern plains, not far from these features right here. A little front right here and a dry line. Those areas will help focus storms because the air comes together at those zones. And when the air comes together, it is forced to rise, and you can create thunderstorms along those 2 boundaries. And I think we'll see that in a matter of hours. The very humid air is flowing northward out of the Gulf of Mexico. You can see that. That is going to help fuel those storms. And I'll tell you what's going to help really get them going as well. We got a lot of upper level energy, and I can show you on this map. Check this out. One upper level swirly right here, helping to keep some thunderstorms out across parts of Arkansas and Missouri going now. Another swirly right out here, that is going to help initiate the storms right along the dry line in that front, probably by about noon today. And then, Sam, as I mentioned earlier, the big kahuna out here, that's the one that's going to roll out across the plains tomorrow and help initiate even a greater threat for severe weather, including higher end tornadoes possible. So let's time it out today. Now remember, I had the dry line here and a warm front there and roughly a low pressure system right about there. So here comes this jet stream, and watch those storms come right up along that zone and right in here. Noon, 1, 2 o'clock, we could have severe weather. Again, hail, high winds. Initially, probably some tornadoes, I think, later on this afternoon across parts of Oklahoma and Texas. But guess what? Tomorrow, the threat goes up. We have the same ingredients at the surface, but that stronger upper level energy with the jet stream going to be really playing a role in enhancing the dynamics. We have upped the torcons tomorrow to 60% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a location. I would not be surprised to see those numbers go up even a little bit as we head toward tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just a darn shame that the Big Kahuna isn't doing more for California, you know, because it hasn't got a lot of moisture to work with now until it taps the Gulf. So it becomes a big entity and a big player. Even though it's a lot of energy, it's just not going to do a lot for you, California. Just some scattered showers, and that's a darn shame.
Exactly right.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get to Jen this morning because, Jen, can you help Chicago out? We've had some really horrible, foggy, cold mornings.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, the weather is going to go downhill even more for you, Chicago. Mom, don't blame this on me. This is what you're going to be looking at as we show you some stormy days ahead. As we look right now at Chicago, it's nice and quiet out there, but we have some rain, some thunderstorms lurking on the radar, and they're heading in your direction. Today, you're going to see a high of 82 degrees. Here it is. You can see to the east of Kansas City, right on top of Columbia, Jefferson City. This is 70, 44. Rolla, that's where all the rain is right now, but we time this out for you and we track it. It's going to be making its way into St. Louis right around noontime hour. As you can see, we're stopping the clock there, then working into areas including parts of central Illinois, and then it stops off in Chicago right around drive time, 5, 6 o'clock. Today, high temperatures are going to be in the 80s, but we're also going to be looking at those thunderstorms around. The forecast for Columbus showing you 9 a.m. quiet. By 3, 8 o'clock, your storms start to fire up. Chicago, we're looking at rain around for you, but this rainy period continues through Sunday as well as even through Monday for some of these areas, including St. Louis as well as Chicago.
All right, Jen, I'm just taking a look. You were asking about LaGuardia, and right now we do have some ground stops at LaGuardia just due to the fog, the low ceilings there until 8:30 this morning. Also, inbound flights delayed into DCA this morning, just to let you know if you're traveling. There's your Boston forecast.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees under fair skies. Today, sunshine and a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, generally clear. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, a mainly sunny sky. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nine minutes after the hour. Hello, America, and good morning to you, Philadelphia, our city of brotherly love. Hey, we're in the mid-50s today, sunshine, highs in the low 80s. This is fantastic weather. It truly is the start of summer-like temperatures for you. Across the Northeast, we've got a foggy start, and it's got some travel delays there as well. And you've got a dense fog advisory from Virginia all the way to Massachusetts. This is patchy dense fog, Jen, that people need to be generally aware of. That'll take some time to get rid of.
Yeah, time to get rid of, and some time at the airport. You're going to be waiting around for JFK, as we mentioned before the break. We do have a ground stop there for some parts, but as we look at Philadelphia, you have some delays right around 30 minutes as well, and that is due to the low clouds out there and the fog. And we look at LaGuardia right now as well as some of those delays. You can see right now actually improving in just the last couple minutes, so that is good for you. Now we go through about 9 o'clock this morning. We'll continue to see some of that fog out there. We break it down, showing you visibility down to a quarter mile in Dover. Didn't forget about you, Ocean City, 0 there, and the same for Atlantic City. We move that away and show you the forecast by 9 o'clock. Look at that, just starts to mix out, see that improvement. Now for the forecast across parts of the Northeast, it is going to be sensationally warm out there this weekend. Some of these parts, even like Buffalo, you're going to be looking at temperatures that you don't see generally until July. You're going to be climbing these numbers and taking up to 86 degrees for Buffalo, 87 degrees, Albany, New York, 79, and then for Boston, 65 degrees. Bangor, you're stuck in the 50s for today. Tomorrow, you warm up a bit more. You're looking at 62 degrees. degrees. Got that warm southerly flow pumping in. And look at that, Pittsburgh, 87 degrees for you. Buffalo, storms start to work in for you. And then Mother's Day, well, we're going to start to see more of that rain trying to work into parts of the forecast. And here it goes, tapping into Maine right along that front. New York, we're thinking we're going to squeeze out more dry conditions for you, and the same for Boston. Breaking down the forecast, we move that ahead and we show you for New York. Here it is all throughout the afternoon. Sunshine out there, high temperatures right near the 80-degree mark on Sunday. Sam, so Mother's Day can be quite a mess. And keep in mind, too, a lot of people graduation setting up this weekend.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that New York and New Jersey and Long Island can pull out a nice weekend before the clouds and the rain kind of seals it off. But just stay with us this weekend. Sunday may be a day of change. We've got brand new views this morning from KXAS out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Remember, last night these storms started cooking up in the area. We got tornado reports around Denton. We had 3 reports of tornadoes. Wise County involved in this as well. KXAS is up looking at some of the damage. And it looks like, Greg, if you want to come here and look at this while we talk about it, this is in Fairview, Texas, because that house looks like it's completely shifted. I'm just looking. Is that roof damage on the side there? The only reason I'm going to say it's not off the foundation is where the trees are. Right. But it looks like there's roof damage on either side. So I'm just trying to see what they're looking at. There's also there, that looks like outbuilding damage. Could be a barn, could be some kind of shed, work shed out there that's just kind of shattered in that area. I'm looking for any traces of dirt on the ground right now or trees down. And all I see is this damage. So I'm not sure. Are we looking at straight line wind?
Yeah, it's hard to know. You need to see the rotation in the damage patterns. It's kind of hard to see that. It's, you know, right now, maybe we're looking at too small a scale so that you're seeing basically wind or damage direct in one direction, unidirectionally. But I don't see any twisting there yet, but that does not say there isn't any.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you go down to look, you got to go down to the ground. You know, it's been clear sometimes when you see a tree branch twisted, or sometimes when you see it from the air, you can see the clear pattern, knowing, particularly if you know what the building structures were, you can see if they were blown in one direction. Now, it does look like a long line of damage with just a straight line of damage right there. But what's impossible to tell is if that was several buildings in a row or whether that's just damage from one building. So KXAS is up right now. They're looking at the damage this morning. This is all from last night's storms. The entire state of Oklahoma is under the threat of severe weather today, with central Oklahoma under a torcon. We're looking at that torcon probably going up over the weekend. Right now, we've got a 4. Oklahoma City Metro was hit hard with tornadoes earlier this week. Dave Malkoff is in Bridge Creek, where more than 24 homes were destroyed. Hey, Dave, how are people doing with the cleanup this morning?
Well, Sam, nobody's here in the neighborhood just yet, but the sun is up. We got a little bit of drizzle, but look over my shoulder. You can see all the damage in this neighborhood. Nearly every single home is destroyed, but Oklahoma strong, doing fine. Bridge Creek. They put this on the window of their kid's house. This is Josh and Katie Longest home. Let me explain why they put that on there. Look, as you walk this way towards the tornado's path, you can see how much destruction there actually was. Their whole house came down on them while they were down here in the storm shelter with their 2 kids. Not only that, but they had gas. A gas line was broken, and there was that flash flood, so water as well.
It was like a waterfall. It was just coming in on all edges, just pouring in. There was nowhere you could sit in here where water was not dripping on you.
It was still raining pretty hard and still a little bit of wind.
As soon as I heard his voice and knew somebody was out there, it was an instant relief. I knew somebody knew where we were at, then they were going to work hard to get us out.
Now, they will rebuild, but Sam, they tell me because of the situation they went through where they were actually stuck in here because of that latch and the falling house, they may not rebuild with this kind of storm shelter.
Dave, I got to tell you, I was so upset when I saw this because, you know, we want people to use storm shelters. We want them, want them, want them. The one thing you're not thinking of is that someone would design a storm shelter that no, let's latch it from the inside.
I don't get it.
Let's latch it from the inside, people, because people are.
Where do you get this kind of confidence? At your Ford dealer, that's where. Our expert trained technicians, state-of-the-art technology, and warranted parts keep your vehicle running right. It's no wonder we sold more than 3.5 million tires last year. And during the Big Tire event, get a $120 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires.
Hey, Hunter, need some pointers?
Just around the house.
Yeah, should do it then.
I love this free store pickup.
Yeah, it's also great when you're on tour. Just order online, we'll have it waiting for you the same day. You know, I bet there's an Ace within a golf swing at just about anywhere.
Really?
Oh, you don't need to...
New mailboxes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Drive safely, Hunter.
Thanks again, Mike.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you may find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
But you're not even covered for this.
It's a profound statement.
Or how you may be covered for this, but not for something like this. Talk to farmers and see what gaps could be hiding in your coverage.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, pile high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then top with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. It starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one.
Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
At Tire Kingdom, get Memorial Day savings the entire month of May. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free instantly when you get them installed. Choose from Goodyear, Continental, Cooper, Nitto, and more. Get your Memorial Day savings now at your neighborhood Tire Kingdom, home of the lowest tire price guarantee. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Tire Kingdom Service Centers. That's all you need.
I'm Sam. Jim's here as well this morning.
We're all in this together.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
that was good.
And if you're watching AMHQ, then you know we got you up and out this morning. We love to see your pictures. All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well.
Currently in our area, 71 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 89. Tonight, generally clear. Low 69. Winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, a mainly sunny sky. High 90. Winds south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And welcome back to Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina this morning. We are obviously on the beach awaiting subtropical storm Ana. Will it bring big waves, big wind, heavy rainfall? Maybe at some point. The problem is we're going to be here before it works its way on shore. Wet Mother's Day weekend is certainly a big possibility here. Let's take you up toward Kill Devil Hills up on the northern side there of the Outer Banks, and you can see what's going on up there. A little bit more of the same. I mean, winds are still out of the northeast, so that's bringing in that wave action, and that means just about everybody here is dealing with a high rip current risk. And if you go in the water, you could get in big trouble from this guy right here, the Chief Dan House, joining us this morning to talk a little bit about this. One of the things I thought that was pretty amazing is when my producer was talking to you earlier is you guys actually come out and before an event and try and capture what the beach looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. The beach was just renourished this last year, and we, of course, worried about the water coming up and eroding our beach, as you can see back here. So we come out, we document everything that we know how much erosion actually occurs.
So you're helping out the Public Works a little bit.
Absolutely. Public Works, they come out, they do the prep on the beach strand, getting the trash cans up, those kind of things, just in case we do have high waves and it starts to erode the beach.
So we're not expecting a big crowd this this weekend.
No, hopefully not. Yeah.
But that said, there's still going to be. The lifeguards are going to be out here.
Absolutely.
Beach and Rescue is going to be out here as well.
We have an Ocean Rescue, and they're like rated one of the top in the nation. And they'll be out here. Again, they'll be pulling people out of the water, especially if we see a lot of rip currents
and things like that.
Yeah.
Other than that, when does the summer crowd really get cranking here?
Well, usually it's about this time. With this weekend,
really?
with
Already?
being wet, yeah, it'll die down a little bit, I think, this weekend. But this time of year, anytime the weather's nice, the sun's out, the beach is usually packed.
Well, Chief, I appreciate your help. Toss, thanks for talking to us this morning. Hopefully it'll be an easy weekend for the Chief, hopefully for Ocean Rescue as well, and we won't have too many problems. And I really think that's it. If you stay out of the water, guys, you kind of eliminate that risk of dealing with the rip currents, which we know certainly can happen with this kind of thing that's going on shore. All right, let's bring in Michael Lowry, a hurricane specialist, to talk a little bit. Lowry, you nailed it. Yeah, this is definitely the earliest tropical system that I've covered, subtropical or tropical. But either way, tell us what we're going to be dealing with here on the coastline.
Well, it doesn't look particularly bad there right now. That's because really most of the weather, Jim, is on the east side of this thing for the time being. It's pretty lopsided, which is what you would expect with what we call a subtropical system. The effects are much farther away from the center than with a typical tropical storm. We're going to dive into this, though, in just a second. Here's where it is right now. It's about 170 miles to the south-southeast of South Carolina. This is what we're looking at here. This spin. All of the storms, though, notice on the southeast side, and Jim is up here, Wrightsville Beach near Wilmington. Not terrible day, really. If you're not in the water, it's not an awful day. But I want to show you something that we're getting right now from the hurricane hunters. This is a plane, Brandon, if you can move it forward, that took off from Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. This is a big military plane, guys, a cargo plane.